It's a beautiful spring day today, 65 degrees outside. It's a perfect day to bring the kid outside and get some work done around the house. My son Luther is with me right now. Let me just show you real quick. As you can see, he's hard at work also. This is also my first time recording a video on my new Samsung Galaxy Note 4, so looking forward to see how that turns out. But let me just kind of swing around here and show you what I'm doing. So I'm doing some electrical work in the garage. This garage didn't have any electrical outlets, so that's what I'm doing. I'm installing some electrical outlets. So as you can see, it's partially done. So what I'm going to do is, in my next segment, I'm going to discuss the all the parts and tools that I collected and bought to get this job started. And I'm also going to discuss the work that I have done so far. Alright, so originally I had, this is the original conduit. It's coming off from the ground all the way up to this toggle switch, and then it goes further up to the ceiling of this garage. So basically this was here to act as a power source for the overhead garage door opener. So that's what this is for. So what I'm doing is tapping off of this to install two outlets. So this is the first one. I'm going to have another conduit extending further, and then the second outlet over there. So just as a preliminary, what I did was obviously I turned off the circuit breaker down in the basement, and also I'm wearing these thick boots here. So the reason why that's important is because you want to make yourself as you don't want to be a good ground when you're doing electrical work. So you want as much resistance as possible between whatever wiring you're going to be touching and the ground, right? So that's the idea. Now these are some of the parts that I have bought. So let me just kind of go over that real quick. So I have these outlets, and I have two of these, and it's rated for 20 amps. So that was an important thing too, that this was a 20 amp circuit, because ultimately I'm planning to operate power tools in this garage. That's the idea. I want to turn it into a workshop. So you want a 20 amp circuit for a purpose like that. You can't really use power tools on a 15 amp circuit, because the power tools themselves are rated for 15 amps. So if you use 15 amp tools on a 15 amp circuit, you're asking for a lot of you're asking for the circuit breaker to be shut off a lot of times. So with that said, so we got these outlets. The type of wiring that you need for a 20 amp circuit is number 12. So you want number 12 gauge wiring, which is what I got here. These are wire nuts. You're gonna need a good amount of wire nuts, and again, this is rated for 22 to 10 number wire gauge. So number 12 fits into that. I also got this junction box here, right, and the cover. I got the conduit. I got two of these. I also have these connectors here, and also I got the housing for the outlets. And these are like hooks that that secures the conduits to the wall like that, and also covers for the outlet housing. And what else? Am I missing anything here? So I think I covered everything in terms of the parts that I bought. Now, if you look over here, so originally this was just one piece of conduit. I used an angle grinder. Let me just show you what that looks like. I use this tool to cut away this portion of this conduit here to install this box. So I have a few issues though. Let me just kind of go over that. So after I cut away the conduit, I saw that there were just two separate wiring. One was the neutral and the other was the hot wire. So I cut it in the middle. What I realized is that this is very old wiring, so the sleeving that's on the wire, it's very what can I say? It's very fragile. It crumbles easily. So what ended up happening is that part of this existing wiring, it's the metal is exposed, which is not good. So I gotta I tried putting tape around it, but that didn't turn out to be a good idea, because that if you put tape, even electrical tape, what's gonna happen is the glue is gonna dry up, and that tape is gonna fall off, and then the wire is gonna be exposed again. So that's not good. So what I'm thinking is that I'm thinking maybe there's some kind of some sort of like a liquid-based tape that you could kind of coat around it and cover that. So that's what I'm going to be looking for before I'm done with this part here. So yeah, so it's still a work in progress. I'm hoping to get a lot of it done today. So yeah, in my next segment, I'm gonna go over the additional progress that I would have made on this job by that time. There's a few things that I neglected to mention in my previous segment, so let me just kind of go over that real quick. I forgot to mention that you also need anchor screws obviously for mounting all of this stuff to the wall. This is a brick wall, so you also want like a good drill bit for drilling into that. And here it is. That's a drill bit that's specifically for drilling into masonry. And this being a solid brick wall, you need something like that to drill into it. And so, just getting back to the conduit again. This guy here is the diameter is 3/4 inch. So you kind of want to make sure that everything kind of conforms to that. So you want these connectors to also be 3/4 inches, and these boxes, whatever boxes you get, should also have punch-out holes that are 3/4 inch in diameter. Otherwise, if you get the wrong size, then you're going to be making repeated trips to the hardware store like I did. So let me see what else. Now, this being old wiring that dates back to the 1940s, there was only two wires, a neutral and a hot. There was no ground. So when I ground these guys later on, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be connecting that ground screw to this box right there, and inside you can see that's where the grounding screw is going to go, and these are the grounding screws, right? So these screws didn't come with this, so I had to kind of rummage through my screw collection to find the right size screws for that. And as you can see, it's a little bit long, right? So in order to cut that down to size, I have another tool. This is my Dremel tool, and I'm going to use that to to grind that down to size. And the Dremel tool is a perfect tool for doing something like that. So let me just kind of go over the outlet and how I'm gonna wire this guy. It's pretty simple actually. So you have 2 screws that are here and another 2 connecting screws that are on the other side, plus this the green obviously is for the ground connection. So what's going to happen is you hold this outlet such that the ground prongs, the holes for the ground prongs are oriented down, right, from these guys. And this screw over here is going to be the neutral or the white wire coming in to this guy, and then this one will be the neutral or the white wire going out to the next outlet that you're going to be connecting in parallel, right? And similarly, if you I don't know if this is noticeable in the video, but the color of this is silver, right? And the color of this is gold. So silver and gold. So silver is for the white or the neutral wiring, and the gold screws are for the black or the hot wiring. So similarly, you're gonna this top screw here is gonna connect to the black or the hot wire coming in to the outlet, and then this guy, the one on the bottom, is gonna be the black or the hot wiring going out to the second outlet, which is going to be connected in parallel to this one. So that's the idea. Alright, so as you can see, I finished the wiring on this first outlet here. So as I mentioned the last time, I have this outlet oriented so that the hole for the ground prong is downward from these prongs here, okay? And once again, we have a set of 2 silver screws on the left and another set of 2 screws that are colored gold on the right. So as I mentioned last time, the top screws are for the wires that are coming from the supply side, okay? So I have the neutral wire connected to the top silver screw right here, and I have the black, which is the hot, connected to the top screw on the right. And likewise for the bottom, that's for the wiring that's going to the next outlet going over, okay? So the bottom screw, silver, is connected to the white, okay? And the bottom gold screw is connected to the black, okay? And these, so that's gonna go over to the next outlet over to the other side. And I also have this, my second, these are 5-foot conduit. All right, they're 5 foot in length. They're already pre-cut when I found them at Lowe's, which was good because turns out that was the perfect length that I needed. And they were already pre-cut, which is great because I didn't have to call anybody to have these conduits cut. Yeah, so that's pretty good. I mean, you know, good luck trying to find, you know, some guy who can help you at a place like Lowe's. But anyway, I ran into one issue which I didn't anticipate. So let me so for the green wire, okay, the issue was that this grounding screw, the screw head was not big enough to accommodate that wire. What I found was that it kept slipping off. So in order to deal with that, I came up, this was my solution, was to put this washer in place over there. So that washer is supposed to keep the wire securely in place, otherwise it was going to keep slipping off. So that's one of the gotchas that I discovered about that one. All right, so this this part is done. The way this is going to be mounted is that this screw here is going to screw into here, and the bottom one obviously is going to screw onto the bottom hole here on the box. And this middle one, there's a middle screw hole here. What that's for is that's gonna be where the cover is gonna be mounted. So let me just bring the cover over here, right? So you could plainly see there's a screw in the middle, and that's where that screws is where that hole is gonna go into. All right. Okay, so I went out and bought this liquid tape. It says to shake it well and apply it, and to leave it to dry for 5 minutes. So you can see here where the exposed wiring is, and down here as well. It's hiding back there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to apply the liquid tape to the exposed wiring on both ends, and then I'm going to let it dry for 5 minutes, and then I'm going to apply a second coating. So yeah, this is really handy, this liquid tape, and sure beats regular tape. Okay, so I finished the job. Let me just show you the finished work here. So I went down to the basement and turned the circuit breaker back on. So I measured the voltage over here, and I got about 115 volts, which is good. And so I got my highly sophisticated voltage measuring tool right here. I have it plugged in, so here's the moment of truth. So there it is, it works. All right, so you just want to make sure that you test every plug and not just one. So there it is, the job is officially done. So altogether, I think that the total cost of this project was less than $100 for all the parts that I needed. If you hire a licensed electrician to do this job, it would easily be anywhere between $300 to $500 for this type of work.